Good day to all my respected guests, friends, and family members all around the world. My name is Sam. Welcome to today's sharing of iTeraCare, a regional device in wellness industry. As you all know, health is the utmost important issue for all of us. So I hope through this session of sharing today can lead everyone to know more how about iTeraCare to lead us to have better health. And the speaker for tonight is all the way from Malaysia. He has a background of physical education, sports science, health, and also wellness. Please welcome iTeraCare Product Advisor, Mr. Soma.
Good evening, Mr. Sam. Good day to all our family members from around the world. Once again, we are here for the sharing, especially for the new members and those who have just bought the device and who wish to know more about how the device functions. All right. So to begin with, first of all, we have some disclaimers. First of all, the information and instructions provided in the presentation are for general information purposes only. They are not intended to be substitutes for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment to replace medical advice offered by the professional physicians. So we shall not use the words cure or heal. All right. Now what you're doing here is letting the body recover, eliminate whatever problems it has, and this is exactly what we're going to do. And now I'm Soma from Malaysia, and if you see this logo iTeraCare on the device, then you are definitely with us with iTeraCare, and it's the only logo which is used throughout the world. And now this is how the device looks like, iTeraCare Classic, and this is what people have to say about this device. Now, first of all, it's easy to use, so effective for me. Lovely color, only one color throughout the world, maroon, and I use it every day. Now, most of them who have this device are practically using it every day to their benefit. Wonderful, fantastic, super, it's a miracle. Actually, there's science behind this miracle. It saved me. And last but not least, thank you to the person who actually recommended this device to me, because otherwise they wouldn't have known. There's still many more people who haven't heard about iTeraCare. And for those who have got it, it's a wonderful gift for you. Now, it has gone around the world to more than 25 countries now. Started on the 1st of June, officially in Malaysia and India in the first month. And from then on, it has gone to about 25 countries, and it's increasing by the day. And lots of people are coming to hear about this device, know more about the device, and to how to use it on themselves. And you will even find it in Africa, in so many countries in Africa. Lots of people are using it there, in households in the West, in youngsters in the East, and even remote treatment centers in around the world. Right? So it's being used as the first line of treatment in various treatment centers. Now, Albert Einstein has mentioned that the future of medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. Now, that future is already here in the present. And when you use this device, you are using a device using frequencies. All right. Now, let's come back to the two devices which we have. The first one is the iTera Pro, and the second one is the iTera Classic. I'll start with the iTera Classic. The iTera Classic is predominantly used in households and by individuals daily, and the iTera Pro is usually used in business centers, and of course you can use it in homes, all right, households. The major differences between the two: first, the iTera Pro can be used for longer hours without having to switch off, whereas the iTera Classic, you can use it continuously for about 60 minutes, and if it's too hot, then there's a cut-off switch which cuts it off, and then when it cools, you can start using it again. And these are the major differences for the two devices. Of course, the iTera Pro packs more power, right? Now, this device is certified and patented by the Chinese Academy of Science and Sinochem, and is well known in China, Hong Kong, and the countries around there. And it has come now from Malaysia to around the world. And this device actually can be used on all persons, including infants, without contraindication, up to the elderly. Okay, now people ask where this device is coming from, and when they hear that it's from China, then they are quite apprehensive. Are you sure it'll do as it says? Now, as we know, China is now at the forefront of many inventions, and if you need cheap products, they can provide for you, and if you need good products of quality, they can do that for you too. And this product comes from a joint venture between the Chinese Academy of Sciences and a private entity, and they're giving you a good product. All right. Now let's look at the terahertz energy. It lies on the electromagnetic spectrum between the microwaves and the infrared. Before this, there was a terahertz gap where people really didn't know that there was another energy called terahertz. But in the last 2 decades, it has got a specific place of its own here between microwaves and infrared. And now people are looking up and seeing what exactly this energy can do. Now they started with scanning, using it for scanning in the airports. Now they are used a lot in the airports. And then it was used in electroscopy, imaging, and now with health. Right, more and more research is being done, more and more studies are being done, and they're finding that it's also helping with health. Now, these terahertz waves actually flow into and are emitted by the human body. You're actually feeling it every day, and the frequencies are extremely strong in human babies, healthy young people, and animals. And during a full moon, it releases a large amount of terahertz energy, and it's abundant in the universe, right? And the terahertz vibration frequency is of 10 to the power of 12 on the electromagnetic spectrum, and it corresponds to frequencies found in our bodies. And this is an important factor as to why it helps us, and it's harmless but powerful. And it's also called the radiation of life or the wave of life. The frequency range is between 100 gigahertz to 10 terahertz, with wavelengths of 3 millimeters to 30 micrometers, and it's also known as far infrared or sub-millimeter waves. And there was the terahertz gap, but now it has a specific place, and it's called terahertz energy. It's non-ionizing. It penetrates clothing, paper, cardboard, and plastics. It's absorbed by water, and is also absorbed by many organic substances. Right? Now, people also ask, is terahertz radiation safe? They have come across certain radiation which is not too good for us. So when you're coming to something new, you should know, is terahertz radiation safe? First of all, it's non-ionizing. It doesn't steal your electrons from the atoms and the molecules of the tissues in the body. And then it's also at low frequency. This device provides terahertz energy with low frequencies, and it's considered safe for humans. And most of, if not all, the studies which have used low frequencies have found that they are safe for humans. Whereas if you have found something which is detrimental, if you look deeper, probably you have seen that they are using higher frequencies, and these high frequencies could be detrimental. All right, and terahertz waves are strongly absorbed by water molecules, which limits their penetration into tissues under normal conditions. Now let's see why this happens. Now, first of all, let's look at our skin. Our skin has got 3 major areas. The first one is epidermis, second one is dermis, and the third one is hypodermis, right? And also called the subcutaneous level, and where you find most of the water and the blood vessels. Now, when it comes to ultraviolet, it can penetrate up to the epidermis. The far infrared goes a little further into the dermis, whereas terahertz goes up to the hypodermis or the subcutaneous level, where then it is absorbed by the water under normal circumstances. So, I mean, you look a little bit further, this is the measurement of the thickness of the skin, right? And in total, between 3.1 to 6.3 millimeters. And under normal condition, the penetration of normal terahertz waves is only up to 0.1 to 0.3 millimeters. And that is why, although there's abundance of terahertz waves around us, we still do not see the, what do you call it, the, how it helps us, okay? So, but when you start using the iTeraCare device, the penetration level is between 20 to 30 centimeters deeper, right? So now this is why you start seeing a lot of changes, a lot of things happening inside your body. And why does this happen? And what happens, right? So let's look at some related mechanism. The first one are the clusters. Now we're talking about the clusters, water clusters, especially molecules. They tend to cling together if they're under certain conditions. And most of the water which you are looking at, you're drinking out there, the molecules are sticking together in clusters. And if the clusters are big, beyond a certain level, they do not get to enter into the cells of the body. There's a water channel controlled by something called an aquaporin. And this limits the size of the water which can enter. And when they are in clusters, most of the water does not get inside. So in spite of drinking, you are still lacking in the water which is actually entering the cells. They are still dehydrated and they do not get to function optimally. Now, another factor is the energy. Most of the water and the foods that we are taking in, ingesting, they do not contain the energy which should be there, which is supposed to help our cells. So what happens is now you do not get the water getting into the cells, you do not get the energy getting into the cells, and the cells are unable to function optimally. So now when you start using the iTeraCare device and also start drinking the charged water, what happens is the water is broken up, all right? The clusters are broken up and they are in linear form, and they find it easier to enter into the cells. And we find that about 90% and above start getting into the cells, and they bring in with them the energy, terahertz energy, which corresponds to the energy in the cells. So now you have the cells start being hydrated, they have the energy, and they start working optimally and functioning and doing what they do best. Earlier, they were not able to do what they can do best. And that is when you start seeing lots of things happening. Now, we are talking about non-ionizing. So non-ionizing is when you do not steal, what do you call that, electrons from the atoms and the molecules. And they are non-invasive. You do not have to cut open anything to have this treatment. No contact at all with the device. It's localized in the sense that you use it in places where you need to use. You have a pain in a certain area, you use it in that area. It's specialized in the sense that it's used for blowing, only for blowing. And compared to supplementation and the rest, this is just blowing. And the present health condition also is of utmost importance. If you have a chronic health condition, then probably it might take a while longer to see results. And also in the initial stages, you have to be a little bit more careful, especially when it comes to the lungs. Now, when the lungs are recovering, they tend to release a certain amount of fluid corresponding to the amount of work being done there. So for people who have got especially chronic problems in the lungs, normally we would advise do not do it too fast, too soon, because as you clear too much too soon, lots of water, fluids will be released, and they could be suffocating for you. So you need to start slow, try out for maybe 5 minutes, and then go on from there. All right. So we do not want you to be feeling suffocated. All right. Now, if you take a drop of blood and look under the microscope, now most, if not all of us, are going to be looking. Is going to be looking like this. The cells are dehydrated. They do not contain the energy, and they are sticking together. So they cannot function optimally, doing what they do best. So now one or two cells, they have a little bit more energy, a little bit more water getting into them, hydration, and they separate from the cells, right? So now if you start using this, what we saw was when people started using this device and also drinking the water charged with this device, in about 20 minutes, you start getting the same cells start becoming like this. So what's happening here is they are more hydrated, they have the energy, and they start separating, right? And they can start doing what they do best compared to the earlier results, right? So what happens is when you start drinking the water and you start using the device, things start changing, and the cells can now start working optimally. Now, where can you use them? They're helpful to reduce pain, including headaches, migraines, and joint pain. It's also used as an alternative treatment for a variety of diseases like dermatitis, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, gastrointestinal disorders, pain relief, and also for wound healing. Right? If used properly, it is helping lots of people with wound healing. It also helps to improve the blood circulation, especially in reducing the viscosity. People with heart conditions are finding that it's easier on them, especially for those who are on thinning pills. Now with this water, finding that it's helping them a lot. It also helps to improve the lymphatic system performance. Now the lymphatic system is the system by which the body excretes waste from the body, and if that system doesn't perform, so you got lots of waste, toxins remaining in the body, which is unable to be excreted, and you start getting diseases which are related to this problem, right? So when you start improving the performance of the lymphatic system, you find that diseases related to this problem slowly start clearing up. Now, the Chinese, especially traditional Chinese medicine, they believe in the qi, and the qi should be flowing smoothly. And there are areas where the qi is blocked, and if it's blocked, then you need to clear the meridian or the chakra points, and it's also helping in this area. Okay, besides that, it's also helping to reduce the toxic side effects of chemotherapy and radiotherapy in cancer patients, where people are finding that the effects of the chemotherapy, especially nauseating, vomiting, and the like, they find that they don't feel it as much, and they're recovering much faster. It also helps in the modulation of the immune system. The immune system is of a paramount importance, especially now with the COVID-19, which is endemic within us. So if you look at it, the first line of defense, or the first thing they do, is they improve your immune system, right? So now if you improve your immune system, then the recovery is much faster. Now what happens is, if you keep your immune system high, now chances of you even getting positive is very low. Now from what my own experience, I've been in contact with a COVID positive person, but maybe because of my drinking of this water and using this device, upon checking, I've been negative till today. And various members of my family have also been in contact with the COVID positive patients, close contact, many times, 3 to 4 times. and they found that till today they're still negative. So it helps to improve your immune system tremendously. And besides for this virus, even for the common cold, the flu, fever, is helping people a lot by improving the immune system, right? So people who have been drinking and using this device will generally tell you that the last time they've gone to see a doctor is before they started drinking seriously. And then it also helps in the stimulation of the nervous system, especially to do with diabetic patients. They normally get what you call as a neuropathy, with lots of pain in their legs and the soles, and using this device has helped lots of them come out of it, right? Now, there are certain suggestions and recommendations as to how you can use this device. Now, first of all, focus on specific skin areas for about 15 to 20 minutes daily. Now, we have people who have used the device, and have told that it's not effective for them. And they've called me, when most recently was yesterday. He said, I've been using this device, but I find that it's not helping me. And upon asking how he had used that device, he mentioned that the person who sold me this device told me to use this device all over the body for 15 minutes. Now, 15 minutes for the whole body. It is definitely not enough, and is definitely not going to show you the results you want. Now, what we do is minimum of 15 to 20 minutes in specific areas, small areas where you have pain or problem, in one area for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then you will start seeing some good results. And the initial time, or the first time you use that, probably you will see a little bit of changes, some results. But if you want some more permanent results, then you use for about 5 to 15 times or days, and you start seeing more permanent results. Now, we look at it, you have been collecting whatever there is over the years, and we do not expect to go away in just once or twice. So a treatment. So use it continuously, and you will find that you have a more permanent result, right? Of it clearing up. Now, should not cause tissue damage. If you use it properly, that means you move the blower around. We normally inform those who are having the device for the first time, don't focus on one area continuously. You just move it around so that there's no heat, no tissue heating or associated damage. And externally, treatment is mostly on the areas where you have a problem, on surface wounds and skin diseases, and also pain, especially affected joints, right? And internally, normally you might want to focus on certain organs using their anatomic, acupuncture, or reflexology points. And upon blowing, terahertz energy is mainly absorbed through the human skin, which is made up of about 70 to 80% water. So because of this, hydration is important. Now, normal hydration and also hydration during treatment. If you can keep yourselves hydrated, that means you bring in the water, so for better results. So drink a glass or two of water before starting treatment, and a glass or two after treatment to help clear the waste. Now, you might see some signs during the treatment. You might feel some pain, some burning or tingling sensations, which may be felt on the affected or problem areas, right? And the traditional Chinese medicine suggests that where you feel pain, there is probably a blockage in that area, and vice versa, right? And this is one case among many, many, many thousands of people who are using, where this person was ill-advised. Please inform your friends who are getting this device through you that you should be moving the blower around. Now, what happened here was he has a diabetic condition, and he has got this what do you call it, numbness in these areas. And the person who recommended this device didn't tell him that he needs to move it around. So he focused on one area, and because of his numbness, he was not feeling the heat, and he has this boils here. Because of that heating, excess heating. So please do tell your friends who are using it, especially the first time, that they got to move the blower around, not focus on one area. Now, this device is actually very easy to operate. You do not need any professional skills or knowledge. You just blow on the affected area. But if you wish to look a little bit more deeper, certain organs, or you have certain diseases or conditions, then you just follow some simple guidelines. And a special request, do not drop or shake the device. Do not allow water to enter inside, because you have a glass crystal which gets very hot when you're using it. And cool the device down before storing. All right, do not store when it's hot. All right. Okay. Next, there are some simple guidelines. First of all is, it follows the traditional Chinese medicine treatment points. Second is, it focuses a lot on the meridian and chakra points. And the speed at which results can be seen depends on the body and health condition of each person. If they are more chronic, then it might take a little bit longer to see good results. And the frequency of use, if you use more times, then you might see things much earlier. Some people use it daily. Some people even use up to 3 times in a day, right? So depends on how you use it, okay? Now, what happens is, when you use this device, when you get this terahertz energy into you, no, the terahertz energy does not do the healing. Now, what it does is, it prepares the environment for the body to do its own healing. All right. Now, cells have been dormant. Cells are unable to do what they do best. They are always waiting. They are one of the best machines you can find. They can heal themselves. They are always waiting for the conducive environment where they can do that. And because of the way we eat, drink, lifestyles, it is unable to do that. Now, when you start giving it what it needs, it starts working perfectly. All right. And for example, if you have a pot of plant, you have a plant in it, and you're giving it the best fertilizer in the world. Of course, it's very good. Unfortunately, if you do not water it properly, it will not be able to utilize whatever has been given, because at the end of it, the very base of it, the water is the one which is going to help the plant. Now, similarly, in the humans, the water plays an important part. And if you can't get that water into your cells, in spite of whatever supplementation or whatever medicine you're going to give the body, it's not going to happen. All right. So now what happens is, when you use this device, the frequency, it breaks down all the clusters, it gives the energy to the water, it gets them into the cells. And now whatever you do starts working better. All right. And the body starts to do what it can do best, starting from then. All right. Now, in natural healing, you can expect something called a healing crisis. Now, what is a healing crisis? A healing crisis is a temporary worsening of symptoms after beginning a treatment, especially in alternative medicine. Is to be expected. You may also see it called as an aggravation, detox reaction, or a cleansing reaction. And in a healing crisis, symptoms briefly worsen before beginning to improve. So you get lots and lots of people who are ill-advised, getting frightened, and initially putting the device away, because when they start using, they start seeing lots of reactions, pain, itchiness, and their readings start going haywire, and they get scared, and they say, this device has worsened my condition. Now, what actually is happening is, they're going through a healing crisis. It will take a number of days, depending on their condition, to overcome that. and then things will stabilize and you will see an improvement in your condition. All right. So this aspect has to be told to those who are new to this device and are going to use the device, because especially in people with chronic conditions, they will immediately start seeing this problem. Right. Now, most recently, there was a patient. She had ordered a device off the internet. I think it was around $200. What it was supposed to do was heat the legs, and somehow it got overheated, and she sort of burnt both her legs. And what happened was the leg was really being very painful, and things were getting very bad. And some person, a kind soul, introduced this device to her, and she started using them. And what happened was initially there was lots of bleeding all over leg, and what do you call that? The smell, for bacterial infection started appearing, and she was really very worried. And we have been she had been calling, and we've been keeping in touch. And she actually we really needed that motivation, that help. What happened was over the days, the skin, which was white initially, started turning red. So there's circulation there, and then the crust started forming underneath, and then the toes, the skin started peeling. All of the skin looked very raw, initially very white, and then there was bleeding, and then it became more red, and then the crust started forming. So it took a number of days, but if she had stopped along the way, then I really do not know where it would have ended. But luckily, she was a brave woman, and now she's so much better. She has feelings in the legs, and things have improved a lot. All right. So sometimes you have to understand what's going on inside of you, and of course, you can seek treatment, but trust that this device is going to help you. All right. Now let's look at some treatment points. Now this is the way. First of all, this is the way how we blow in circles, in vertical lines, horizontal lines, not focus on one area, one spot, as we saw earlier. Now, this is how the treatment points are for this group of problems, psoriasis, eczema, vitiligo, and the group. All right. And this is for the mainly to do with the eyes, cataract, dry eyes, glaucoma. People have found relief from even glaucoma, cataract using the device. And word of caution, those who are using lenses in the eyes after cataract or normal contact lenses, please avoid using, because we do not want to run into issues. Of course, there are people with lenses who have used to their benefit and found improvement, but we would generally do not want to recommend, because we do not know what kind of lenses you are using, and it won't be fair if something happens, and we run into issues. All right. So now this is how it is used, and this is for rheumatism and gout and the group. And all these diagrams here, if any of you wishes to get them, please get back to the person who recommended you here, and I am sure they'll be happy to give you these pictures. And this is for this group of problems where you're actually going to raise your immune level as well. So it also involves flu and cough. And then this is for hypertension and the heart, as to how you blow. And this is more to do with the bones and the joints, right? So it should help you with that. And you can also use it for your beauty. Now, especially people with rounded faces, they found that after using it's more V-shaped, and the creases and the lines are also disappearing, right? Now, this is Susan from Africa, who has been using iTeraCare for beauty, and look at how she's glowing, and her skin on the face, all right? Super. All right. Now, this is one example of how you can use it for beauty. This is the favorite among women. It is for beauty. Use the lowest finger. Use your hand. Okay. Now that one was when he's using on somebody else. Now if I want to use it on myself, I can do it on myself. Now what I do is I just push up slowly as I blow. So as I blow, I just push. I just start pushing. Okay, push, 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 push. Okay, thank you. Now, two important tips here. Number one is use the low speed, especially on the face and eyes. And number two, use your palms to push on the cheeks, right? It will help you. Now, the next thing is, we had seen earlier that the penetration is 20 to 30 centimeters. It gives you very deep penetration. Now, we have come across other treatment methods, for example, massage, gua sha, acupuncture. All of them are good, definitely good. But what makes this device extra special is that it has got deep penetration way into your tissues in the body, right? So, and it's bringing a good results, all right? So again, people with pains, back pains, have found relief using this device because of its deep penetration. And people have asked, how do I blow? Where do I blow? How to blow? Now, these are some general recommendations for general blowing. You can get this diagram and also the following diagrams from the person who recommended you here. Now, generally, just these are the points where you might want to focus on. Now, if you look at here, the palms and the soles are also of importance. 1, 2, 3, 4, because when you blow on them, you're clearing the passage for the chi energy. So you have smooth flow of the chi energy, right? Now, if you're looking at some internal organs which you want to improve, or you got certain health conditions, of course, you can look at this diagram and focus on those areas on the backbone. And you can also use your soles of the feet and palms to focus to blow, and they also affect the different organs in the body. And if you really do not know and you just want to focus on the organs, get a human anatomical chart and focus on those areas where you want to focus on. Now, another aspect is you must also know exactly what your problem is. So knowing your problem and where it originates is definitely going to help you. Now, people might have some specific problems. For example, sciatica. Now, generally when you have sciatica, the entire portion from below the hip right to the bottom is going to affect you. All right. And when it affects you, no amount of blowing on these areas may really help you because the pain is actually originating from a different source, right? From the backbones, probably it's L4, L5. Okay, so now what's happening is this disc here is bulging and impinging on the nerves which are running behind them, and that is causing the pain which is radiating all the way down. Again, it's impinging on the nerve and you're having the pain. So you should arrest that problem first, the problem which is where it's originating from. And this entire portion is going to disappear. Now, I had 2 days ago a person called. He was saying that he has got lots of pain on his calves and higher up on his thighs. And I asked him, where are you actually focusing on? So he said, I'm focusing on those areas where I have pain. And then I explained to him about this. And I think now he's much better off because I've not heard from him after that. All right. So you need to also know the source of your problem. And if you know the source of your problem, it is definitely going to help you greatly. Right. Again, sciatica and how it is impinging and the pain radiating from there. Now, if you have a problem with your heart, definitely this device is going to help you. But if you have implants, you have stents, we will not advise you to use because we want to avoid issues And there are people who have used even with stents, and they say that they are much better off. But of course, it is a personal risk which everyone is taking, because we really do not know what kind of stents you're using from which manufacturer and what it can do or cannot do. All right. So the best is to avoid. Okay. Now, if you know what is exactly your problem, probably you can focus on those areas as well with better results. Now, if you do not know how to blow, you just want to improve or you have some problem in certain areas, just take the blower and blow. Okay. Now, if you look at Encik Azizi here, he's 73 years old this year. He used to have numbness on his hands. So what he does is he just comes and blows. So now his numbness is gone. And he also uses on his legs. Mr. Azizi likes to take walks. He goes for his walks around his housing estate, and he has informed the neighbors are asking him now that how is it that he's walking much faster, right? And he also uses for his eyes, right? Close his eyes. He used to have problems reading the time from off the wall clock and driving at night. And today he says that he has got more confidence driving at night, and he can, of course, read the time of the wall clock. Right? And now you see that this device has really gone all over the world. People are using them in various centers, households, and helping other people. And if you look at the testimonies, right? These are some of the testimonies. This is for lupus, and how it has reduced for this person. And this person has used for his tummy, and in about 20 days, it has already come down. This is for some skin disorders on the leg. This is for acne. And this person, after an accident, is how his head was looking. And after using this device, is how he's looking presently. And of course, it's helping with varicose veins. This is after 1 month, and it's helping with various inflammations, various pains, various blockages. It's helping people with healthy skin, and it's also helping with beauty. Okay, so these are some of the problems which people face, and which is they're getting help from. And people have asked, can I use it with my clothes on? Yes, definitely.
Now okay, Aga.
But better, better.
Better, huh?
And it's used widely in business centers in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the like.
腰啊、肺、腎同脾。
你有邊個膊頭？你邊有攰呢頭？
條頸攰啊！
膊頭你都攰啫。
嚟多次啊，偵測緊。佢腎嗰位。
啊！
但係陳生冇事喎，佢擺一手喺度做緊偵測嘅。頭先試到你條係佢啲紅嘅，你睇下反緊光嗰啲。
啊！哇！
呢度少啲啲，呢度。
As you can see, it has become an accepted form of treatment for health. And people have also asked about the benefits of drinking iTeraCare charged water. As I've informed earlier, what happens is it breaks down the clusters of the water which you are going to drink and gives them the energy, right? Give the energy to the water. We have shown through certain energy tests as how it changes the water which you drink. Now, the water which you drink, you can get it from your own filters. If you have a filter at home, you can of course use the water from there. The only issue here is that the water is drinkable water, which is safe for you. All right. So whatever water that you are drinking, you can use them, you can charge them. And what it does is it works from inside your body, it works on your entire body, and it kickstarts your system to bring you back to good health. And with this device working from the outside on areas where you need more treatment, specific treatment, they complement each other very well to help you. All right. And what's happening is when people are getting well, they're sharing with the others, those who also would like good health, and is bringing them with some income. And it helps with your health, and it also helps with your wealth, right? It's bringing you an income from sources where you never expected, because lots of people out there are not actually healthy, right? This is how the iTera Pro is packed, and it has really gone around the world, and people are actually now looking for it. They're coming to know of this device, and they want to have one of those themselves. All right, now these people are more serious about what they are doing, and for a bigger source of income. All right. Now, first of all, when you buy the product, the price you pay, you get a product, a device which is going to help you with your health. Now, if you are happy with that, of course, stop at that, use it for your health. Now, what the company does is, when you buy the product, the device, the company gives you a business as well. For the same amount of money, with nothing extra, which comes together with the device. So if, let's say, you are sharing it with your friends and your loved ones, and they buy it through you, then you're going to get some income. So now this device actually speaks for itself. You do not have to even say about it. When people use them, they say that they want to have one themselves. And that is how many people are actually helping their friends with their health, at the same time getting some extra income. And the company gives you a good plan to generate your income. More than 60% is returned to you, and it leads and grows with you and supports you. And when you sign up and buy a device, you're actually getting a global business where you're linked to anyone, anywhere in the world. All right, you can recommend it to them. They are in need of it, and you are getting something for it. All right, so the device speaks for itself, especially when people with problems where they've been going for treatment for so long without any improvement. When they start using this device, they find that they get this relief, improvements. Immediately they want to buy one themselves, right? So iTeraCare, the greatest wealth here is health. And when you get good health, definitely there's some wealth coming in for you as well. And with that, I thank you. I'm Soma from Malaysia again. Thank you, Mr. Sam.